One thing that I hear people note a lot when they come in is, oh, I didn't see that, oh, I didn't see that, and there's like all these little things. There's like always something new to discover. I'm Allison McKeen, and this is my handmade home in Gardiner, Maine. I live here with my husband, Matt. We're both artists, both collectors. We bought our house in 2019. When we saw the inside, we were like, yes. We love that the previous owners kind of kept a lot of the character. We did things like painting all the walls white to give it more of like a gallery feeling and let the objects speak for themselves. And then we each did like accent walls. I block printed this little wall as like a little accent with a little chair stamp one at a time. And then Matt did a mural in the entryway. One of my favorite details is these like semi-abstract cherubs on the ceiling, like referencing older paintings. I do think it's a fun way to enter the house because it kind of like welcomes you into whatever vibe our house is. Like it gives you a sense of who we are, I think, like right from the start. So this is just another like living room slash sitting room slash display area. Most of the things in our house are either found, meaning they're from like a thrift store, yard sale, antique fair, something like that, and or maybe they're handmade by somebody that we know. Like this is an antique storage bench. Our couch over there was a Facebook Marketplace find, very lucky. I think when I'm putting together like a vignette or a display area, I'm thinking a lot about the flow and the balance of it. So it's not necessarily that these objects have a direct relationship to each other, but more that like aesthetically they balance each other out. Muted tones, but they're balanced by like pops of color, and there's like a yellow car and a yellow light bulb. I do see parallels between my home and my artwork where there's like these objects existing next to each other, and they might make sense next to each other, but they might not, but aesthetically it kind of just works. One of my favorite pieces in this room is this ceramic lamp, which was made by a friend and ceramic artist, Juliet Walker. I put it there as soon as I got it when we first bought the house, and it hasn't moved since because it's just the perfect spot for it. I kind of make this joke, if Matt brings something home, you can tell how much I like it by how quickly it finds a spot in our home. Like if I really like it, it's like I'll immediately take and be like, put it somewhere. And if I don't like it, I might kind of like dance around it for a while, not touch it or like put it in the bathroom. I feel like if it's in the bathroom, then you know it's not my favorite. Matt is a sign maker, so he was able to make large vinyl decals. So that is what our fridge is, the VHS tape. It's also kind of fun because then it keeps us from like plastering it with all of our stuff. So we do that on the side. And then this remains like a statement. Let's look at my mug collection. They're all handmade ceramic mugs by artists from Maine and across the US. Some of them I know in person, some of them I just follow online. But I'm just really drawn to the mug as like an icon, as a shape. At a certain point, it definitely exceeded like a practical amount of mugs and became a full-blown collection, and there's no end in sight. There was like a cabinet here and a backsplash, and we took those down and just put out these like super simple, straightforward shelves. Just gives them their moment that I think they deserve. Another fun detail is these skull drawer knobs. This was another one of our first projects, and I like them because you don't really notice them at first, and then it's like a fun little surprise. And then over here is some rocks and claws from the coast of Maine, my claw collection, my claw-lection. This is our dining room. I love the table. It's from an outdoor flea market. It was like outside for a long time, getting like rained on. It was already painted with this checkerboard pattern, which I love. And I also kind of like that it's like a bit beat up. I mean, that's kind of our aesthetic anyways, but it's kind of nice because you don't feel too precious about it, which is kind of a plus. We gave it a clear coat and just like tightened up the legs, and I just love it. The story that the piece brings with it, like is it beat up or is there like a lot of texture to it? Like it's not brand new and shiny, it's been through a lot. I think that's kind of appealing. It just has like such a history and you can feel that. The mantle, I think, actually changes quite a bit, just depending on mood, I guess. This banana still life painting has been there for a long time, and it hasn't been rotated out. I think it just fits the space really nicely, so I don't really see moving it anytime soon. When we moved in, we actually did already have a lot of the things that are here now. That being said, we do also kind of rotate things out. Like, we're always out treasure hunting and looking for new things, so things do tend to come and go, and we just kind of like fit them into the space while they're here. I don't think there was like a specific intention to end up with a bunch of giant items, but we just keep stumbling upon them, and they're always so much fun to be around and just put in our home. We have acquired a couple pencils, a couple of giant crayons, this tooth stool chair thing, giant salt and pepper shaker. A normal object can become really fun when it's like really small or really big. It was really funny because at the time I was driving a VW Bug and they barely fit inside the car. I really love the direction this is going in. I work from home sometimes if I'm not at the studio, and typically I will do that in this room. It gets really nice morning light, so it's a very nice spot to start my day. I do spend a lot of time looking in this direction. I'm like always rearranging and messing with this area. So this piece of painted board was a fragment of a sign that somebody cut up for the purpose to patch a hole in a ceiling. It was at an antique store, and so Matt, he's like, if I bring you a piece to patch your ceiling, can I take that one? And they said yes. So he actually kind of made their ceiling better, and we got this. We do really love a lot of texture, a lot of patina, things that are a little bit beat up and broken, things that maybe aren't necessarily decor items, but like, why can't they be? Trash can be decor if you want it to be. I feel like this is a couple of good examples of things that are broken and or are like maybe not seen as decor objects, but we've made them into decor objects. I really love, I think it's like a fawn. There's like rebar sticking out and just like lichen that grew over the surface of the cement, and there's no head. And this old sweatshirt, which I think was circus, like a play costume, was a plain sweatshirt that somebody sewed stripes onto. This is a painting that my grandfather did of my grandmother. I think it was stopped while it was in progress. I think it's not finished. It was found like years later when my parents were going through his stuff, and they were actually going to like throw it away or something, and then thankfully we were able to rescue it because like we love it. And we love that he was using the board as like a palette, and just the whole thing as like an object, as like a 3D object rather than like a polished painting is really fun. And then this is a lamp that was in Matt's parents' basement, and he took it and fixed it up and made it into a lamp. I'm like always trying to achieve having a really inspiring environment. It's a tricky balance to not have it be too minimal and like understimulating for me personally, or like overstimulating, but having all the objects that we love surrounding us and inspiring us, which I guess is how I would want other people to feel. A little bit of calm, a little bit of inspired without being like overstimulated also, kind of balancing those two. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Handmade for more home tours just like this.